Hi everyone, this is May Park. Welcome to another video tutorial in my blog and YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create a floral watercolor card with a blooming bouquet stem set from Altenew. To create a soft and vintage look, I'll be using the no-line watercoloring technique. This video is part of the Altenew July 2017 release blog hub celebrating a release of new stamps, dies, and inks. So make sure to check out my blog for more details and leave a comment on my blog hub post for a chance to win a $30 gift certificate to Altenew online store. In case you are curious about the Altenew's new release, I'm going to give you a quick overview of new stamps and dies. If you don't want to watch, feel free to skip this part to jump on the card making process video. Now I'm going to turn on some music and I'll be back soon. For today's project, I'm going to use the stamps and dies that I illustrate for Altenew. Blooming Bouquet stamp set, Beautiful Inside stamp set, and Script Words die set. I already tested out a couple of placements of my bouquet image on the print papers. Since the bouquet image is quite large, you can easily create a focal point in your project. For my test card, I white embossed my image and colored it with G Clean Color Real Brush pens. But I didn't like how it turned out, so I ended up trying no-line watercoloring using Mijello Machine Gold watercolor set. I'm going to use the Artist Cold Press watercolor paper, which is my all-time favorite watercolor paper. I'm trimming my watercolor paper into slightly larger than regular 8 card size using T-Much paper trimmer. Then I'm going to draw a card frame by tracing edge of the A2 size card using a pencil. You don't have to do this, but this guideline will help me guess where to stamp my image. I'm placing my watercolor paper inside the original mystery stamping tool and I'm using magnets to hold my paper in place. Then I'm going to pull out my floral stamp from the Blooming Bouquet stamp set and position it on my paper. I'm placing a piece of scrap paper over my watercolor paper. I'm going to ink up my stamp with the first fine onyx black ink, which is waterproof. Since I'm going to do no-line watercoloring, I'm going to stamp off the ink and stamp my image on the watercolor paper using second generation stamping. That way I can get a subtle outline image while I still can see the shape of my image. You can use the light color ink instead of black ink if you want to. I'll be taping down my watercolor paper onto the chipboard sheet using washi tape. You can skip this process if you don't mind your paper warping from watercoloring. Now it's time for watercoloring. Here I have my Mijello Machine Gold 36 watercolor set, number 2 and number 4 round paintbrush, clean water, and paper towel ready on my desk. I found one floral bouquet illustration on Google and I'll use this image for the color reference. I'm going to mix my red paint with clean water and load my paintbrush with pigment. At this process, you don't want to add too much water to your paintbrush. I'm applying pigment toward the bottom of my first flower petal. Then I'm going to rinse my paintbrush off with clean clear water and remove the excess water using paper towel. Next, I'm going to go over the paint to diffuse the color using a wet paintbrush. I'm going to repeat the same process to color my entire image. To create a gradient look of the color, it's important to wash your paintbrush with clean clear water in between before you pull out the color. While the color paint is still wet, you can apply more pigment to add some shadings. If you added too much pigment onto your image, you can pick up the color using a paper towel. As you notice, I'm applying a stroke using very little water and more pigment. Before the stroke is dry, I'm going to take a wet brush and pull the color out from the darker stroke. You can keep adding layers until you achieve the dimension and shading you want. If you let the paint dry between applications, you will leave harsh lines between layers. Now I'm going to turn on some music and speed up the process so you can watch me color. I'll be back once I'm done watercoloring. I was in a hurry to complete my card, so I did kind of quick watercoloring for the rest of my floral images. Since I didn't plan to create a realistic look of the flowers, I think my watercolor images turned out okay. I'm going to watercolor entire background using watercolor wash technique. You can achieve more organic look when you use lots of water this time. I'm going to use my heat tool to speed up drying time. Then I'll be applying paint splatters to add interest to my background. I'm going to peel off the washi tape and remove my watercolor panel from the chipboard. I'm going to cut down my watercolor panel into 0.25 inch by 5.5 inch using Timo's paper trimmer. Then I'm mounting my watercolor panel on the A2 size top folding card using Altenew glue tape. I'm going to die cut script words out of white cardstock using my Spellbinder's Platinum die cut machine. I die cut 3 different words to see which one goes better with my card design. Then I decide to go with congratulations and mount 4 die cuts together to make it thick. I'm adding my die cut word using a glued pen to my card front. I'm going to finish off my card with a few clear sequins from Pretty Pink Plush. I'm going to stamp sentiments inside and back of my card using the Beautiful Inside and Crafty Friends stamp sets. I'm also going to make a matching envelope using the Crafty Friends stamp set. That's all for today. If you have any questions, please leave comments below and I'd be happy to answer them for you. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you won't miss any new video from me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time with another video. Bye bye!